Hey y'all, it's Wednesday, May the 25th, and I'm in the garden for the first time this week since Sunday because I hurt myself. Because I decided to move these cinder blocks over here myself. My hand was finally feeling better, so I decided to move these and I hurt my back in the process. So finally, after 2 days of sick leave for work, because I just kind of laid up all day, especially on Monday, just rested, took Tylenol, used some pain patches, but primarily almost slept most of the day. I don't know what it was, but fortunately it also rained finally. There had been rain in the forecast for several days, and then it finally rained. It was pouring yesterday. I think it also rained a little bit on Monday, but it was raining nonstop pretty much all day yesterday, which was awesome because I love that for the garden, and especially since I couldn't come out in water, it was awesome. Anyway, I am not doing a tour today. I just wanted to start off with an intro, but I am actually going to be moving some plants into this raised bed finally. Now, I cleaned it out on Sunday. Now, I didn't clean around it. I need to redo this because the problem with the grass growing around this is that I initially had this raised bed just in the middle of the grass, and then after that, within a few weeks later actually, I decided, I'm going to add another raised bed, which was this big one over here. And then I decided, I'm going to put this thing around it. And at first I just had a regular little plastic border around it, that black border I had. And of course now I have these cinder blocks, which I definitely prefer. I think it looks awesome. But anyway, I digressed. My point is, I did get this cleaned out, so I wanted to go ahead and add some plants to this bed. There is a volunteered tomato in here. And I decided to leave it in here. There were tomatillos too, but I already have a tomatillo that I wanted to show you all at my last update, which I had moved over it and it actually survived. It did not look like it was going to make it the day after, or even actually for a few days, but I left it alone, and it actually, look at it, look like it even has, that may just be leaves, but almost look like flowers are forming on it already. Anyway, I also, come over this, I have my stuff from indoors. I went ahead, because of my back was so bad and I knew I wasn't going to be able to do much, I left this outside the last 3 days and Sunday, and they survived. So these were my indoor plants. Now I have stuff that's not just seeds. I'm going to drop some seeds too. I'm going to show you that in a minute. But the main thing, I have these plants that were indoors, and I kind of acclimated them to be outdoors by having them. I moved I'll try to insert the video of where I moved added actually a shelving unit and moved the plants over in front of my patio door so that they had direct sunlight for a portion of the day, for about 4 to 5 hours a day, as well as the supplemental grow lights. The only one that seems to be not doing the best is this pepper plant. I think this is a bell pepper plant. It's looking a little sad, but maybe it's because it's sitting in water. I'll take that water out. Today I wanted to just share moving over my plants. I don't know if I'll show doing it. I doubt I will, because I don't have a tripod, but I'll definitely show you what it looks like after I kind of put these plants in seeds where I want them. Although maybe I'll just show you where I put the seeds, because it's not like you're gonna see anything when they're in the soil. But anyway, I'll check back in when I start back recording. Alright, so this is an old plastic packaging. I saved this because I wanted to repurpose it, and I use it I use it to kind of prep before I come outside, since all of my season stuff are indoors. I'll fix this. Anyway, so I prep my, like, what I'm gonna plant. And I can carry this around and have stuff easy to see. I don't usually have the seed packets with me. I just have it now so you all can see what I have in each of these. So I'm planting watermelon, cantaloupe, cucumbers, and more corn. So here's an example of something you can use that's from the store. I got this from the Dollar Tree. It's kind of big. They have a smaller size one, but also it has 3 compartments, so I think they're the same price, so I might as well get the big one. But I just carried it out here so I could show you all something else you can use. I use this just because I have it, and it has more compartments. It actually has 10 compartments. So it has 10 compartments that I could use, and then I just have my labels. And I would do all of that in advance normally, or at least know where I'm gonna put the seeds before I brought this outside. All right, fortunately, midway through this, I started, but I haven't finished. I'm gonna put this tomato plant, and this is the weird looking one, the weird looking sucker that I thought was gonna die. I'll try to insert a video of what it looked like 4 to 6 weeks ago. Anyway, I'm gonna take off all the bottom branches and plant it in my compost bin. So this is gonna be an experiment to see what happens with this. So hopefully this soil has been here since, well, this compost bin has been here since 2020 when I first started gardening. And there's a lot of, oh wait, no it hasn't. It's been here for a year, because last year I dumped the 2020 soil that had accumulated in this bin into that smaller raised bed. So this year I'm gonna just plant this tomato. It's an indeterminate tomato. It's a jelly bean tomato, and it was a sucker. So I'm gonna plant it directly into the compost bin and see what happens. All right, I'm almost finished with this, but I wanted to show that this thing had a bunch of suckers of its own. This is just one of at least 4 of them, 4 suckers that were on this plant, on this sucker. So a sucker is on a sucker. So I'm gonna trim it up to just this top section and bury it to this point, because all of this should turn into roots. Here's the end result of this sucker being planted into my compost bin, which is a repurposed 13-gallon trash can. All right, and I'll keep you all updated for how this does. Okay, I only have about 20 minutes left in my lunch break, so I wanted to quickly show you what I've been able to do so far. And what I did was I planted some corn around these 2 existing blue corn. So I added corn here, added more watermelon and cantaloupe to this bed over on the far side. As you can see, I also added a trellis to this bed. Let me back up so you can see it. I only put the net on the one side so far, since there weren't any seeds on the other side. I'm gonna put some seed, the other net on that side, so that the vines can climb up eventually. And I'll take off this chicken wire at some point. I'm just waiting for it to kind of fill in so my dogs can't get up here. I put most of my peppers over here, and I watered, and they're looking kind of pathetic. I hope they make it. This isn't everything. I still have a lot of plants that were indoors that don't have a home yet. So I was able to fit 4 peppers in here. And I did also plant 2 cucumbers up here at the front in each corner. So on this side in the corner, on the right side, and on the left side in the corner. Be pickling cucumbers if they come up. And then these bell peppers, and I think these 2 are bell peppers on either side, and the one in the back is jalapeno, and the one up here, if it makes it, I think is also a jalapeno. I'm not sure. Otherwise, the only other thing I got in the ground was the sucker that I put in my compost bin over there. So yeah, not much progress. I still have all of these plants. I'll show you all. In this tea tray, I have a tomatillo, the tall one, as well as some jalapenos and strawberries that came up. So I have to find a place for these things. This is one of the pepper plants I had growing indoors since January the 1st of this year. This was supposed to be a jalapeno, but as you can tell, that ain't no jalapeno, and I don't think that's just because they formed indoors. I think these are Jimmy Nardello peppers and not jalapenos, even though I'm positive that I got it from the jalapeno packet, but whatever. So these look like Jimmy Nardino peppers, which I don't really like. I prefer spicy peppers or bell peppers. All right, then I also have another jelly bean tomato. So the jelly bean tomato, which is tall, basil, and oregano, and that's the only thing that's up in this little seed tray that I'm gonna find a place for. So this is still the M.I. Gardner Everberry strawberry flower bed or planter. Anyways, these have not come up. I'm pretty sure at this point they're not going to come up, so I haven't decided if I'm going to plant some strawberries from seed, try to find some in the store, or just plant something else, because I do have strawberries, other strawberries. Here are the other strawberries that are in these self-watering containers, and they seem to be doing okay. And I will be cleaning up this mess soon. I did plant some more seeds up here. I didn't mark them, but I know what they are. Well, it's been about an hour. I came to check on these peppers to see how they're doing after I watered them. And the two in the front are still looking kind of pathetic. So I have these bamboo sticks or poles that I had from last year, and they're just laying around, so I'm going to use those to kind of support these. This one is looking better than it was. Uh-oh. It'd be good if I had something. I have some little clamps I'll go find to secure this around here. And this one was just kind of growing on its side, even in its pot. As you can see, the stem is kind of wonky. I'm gonna try to straighten it up a little bit to get the leaves off the ground, and just I'll just watch it and see how it develops. Anyway, I'll keep you all posted. Thanks for watching.